Welcome to the Forge Lemont Quarries Quarryside Chat number 6. I am smiling so big tonight because I am actually out here tonight at the park, live in the flesh. It is a fabulous night. It's probably 85 degrees and sunny. It's a really spectacular evening here tonight, and we have a fantastic program set for you to enjoy this evening. Tonight we are talking about our digital activities portfolio here at the Forge Lemont Quarries, and not necessarily do you automatically think digital activities when you think about outdoor recreation, but it's really a unique and extra special something to enjoy out here with your outdoor recreation experiences. So we'll be talking about our AR adventure games. We're talking about our tactical laser tag. We have a whole team out here playing so we can actually show you what kind of fun you all can enjoy here in just a couple of weeks when we open up the park on Friday, July 17th. I want to remind everybody, please, if you have any questions, submit any and all questions in the chat function, and we'll be sure to get to just as many as we can in the time allotted. But with that, I'm going to introduce your friend and mine, Jeremy Bacon, to kick off our Quarryside Chat number 6 with digital activities. Jeremy, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Maura. It's so nice to be here tonight. As Maura said, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening, and we are absolutely thrilled to be here in the middle of the park. I'm standing here with my good friend Patrick, who is our digital activities supervisor here at the Forge Lemont Quarries. And what that means, as Maura just said, is that Patrick, Dylan's like online right now. I just saw his name, sorry. Patrick's responsible for making sure that all of our guests have an incredibly cool experience while they're out here at the park. Now, as you all know, we're all about exhilarate, educate, and entertain here at the Forge Lemont Quarries. And so for us, because we're actually by background, the founders of this business, we're all software guys and software intellectual property guys and lawyers and software CEOs and stuff like that. We live in a digital world. We love digital stuff, and we love to find ways to blend the digital with the real. And so we thought, hey, you know, what would make the Forge complete would be the coolest outdoor arena around. And in that arena, we could have amazing games like tactical laser tag and augmented reality. So Patrick is responsible for making sure that laser tag and augmented reality games run seamlessly. If you might be able to hear in the background, and if I put my camera up a bit, you might be able to see in the background, we have a socially distanced and safe team out here playing the game right now. They're playing, actually, Patrick, what game are they playing?
So they're playing team deathmatch right now. That's 2 teams going at each other, and the people who get the most tags on each other, they're going to end up winning, getting the most points.
Which is pretty sweet. So team deathmatch. How many other types of laser tag games can our guests enjoy out here?
So we have more than 35 games available for guests to enjoy. That's from Capture the Flag, King of the Hill, Defuse the Bomb. We have a ton of different things that guests can enjoy while at the park.
We have a cool one called Infecta, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
What's that one about?
So that's going to be where one person is a zombie, and they're going to try to infect all the other people who are playing the game. And as the people get infected, there's going to be more zombies, and it's a whole ton of fun.
It's like The Walking Dead comes to life here in the Forge.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. So let's talk a little bit about the hardware and the software. So, you know, everything we do here at the park, we try to do to the 11th degree. This one goes to 11, as they say. So with the tactical laser tag, we tried to take the exact same approach. Let's talk a bit about the hardware that we're using for this particular game. Like, if people have played laser tag before, are they going to have experienced this particular brand of laser tag before?
Yeah, so this is laser tag on a whole nother level. The equipment that we have here at the Forge is nothing like you've ever seen before. It's state of the art. It picks up the lasers from across the field, and it's perfect. It supports all these game modes like we just said, and it's going to work perfect. It feels great in your hands, and it feels great, even greater to shoot.
Yeah.
I'll actually pull this up real quick.
For sure.
This is something we call the utility box, and it's going to be what we use throughout the games to program all the different game modes. So you can use this to respawn if you die. You can use this to get ammo, get armor. You can use it to even pick up super weapons to completely dominate the field.
And if I'm not mistaken, in some of the game modes, if your team is sort of dominating the other team enough, it turns into like a thermonuclear like device, right? We can like blow up and send damage out to lots of different parties across on the opposite team.
That's exactly right. There's so much that you can do with this, and it allows for so much different gameplay elements that we can introduce into the arena in tactical laser tag.
Talk about a cool team building activity. In fact, as everybody knows, at this point, we're opening on July 17th, and we're already booking corporate events, birthday parties, team outings, church groups, youth groups, scout groups. Parties of 10 on 10 are able to come out and enjoy the park here as of the time that we open. The good news as well, I should say, is that assuming that we are, as we move into phase 4 of the Restore Illinois plan, we'll be able to support the entire 50-person matches out here as well. So what I mean by that is we have a total of 50 guns and devices out here at this particular park. So we can do teams of 5-on-5, 10-on-10, all the way up to 25-on-25 out here in the arena, which is a 1.25 acre battle zone.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool once we get all these people out here and, experiencing what tactical laser tag has to offer.
Absolutely. Speaking of really cool, I want to go catch Hannah. You guys all remember Hannah. She's out here playing the game right now. So I'm gonna say goodbye to Patrick for a minute. I'm gonna walk out here into the field, and we're gonna find Hannah because I think that she's got a real-time view of this game for us. Hannah, where are you? Where is Hannah? Where is Hannah? There she is.
Over here.
What's up, Hannah?
Oh no, guys. Here we go.
Oh man.
I just died.
So that's probably super blurry, but it maybe gives you a tiny bit of a sense of what to expect when you get out here onto the field to play. As you can hear the sound effects in the background, we've got bombs, we've got gun sounds. The laser sights on these guns are all high precision instruments. They're the same kind of laser sights you find on regular weaponry, and so they're all super tuned to give you incredible accuracy. It's going to be an absolutely cool experience. Okay, speaking of all the sounds you can hear in the background and the infected game that Patrick mentioned before, there's one other piece of the laser tag experience that we want to talk about before we transition over to Chris and the guys in the arena where the augmented reality games are. And that is from like mid-September through the end of October, we're going to be hosting zombie hunting games out here at the arena, as well as in the middle of the 8 Towers adventure. So imagine hunting zombies in the darkness of night under these beautifully uplit adventure towers over in the other side of the park. Super spooky, super scary, super fun. Best haunted house experience you're going to find in all of Chicagoland coming up this fall. It's going to be cool. All right, so having said that, let's do this. I'm going to transition to Luke, who's going to give us a drone view of this part of the park here at the arena to give you a sense of where we are visually. And as we do that, we're going to transition over to Chris and Byron in the other part of the arena to talk about augmented reality games. Guys?
All right, thanks, Jeremy. Really appreciate that. Yet again, we're out here with some incredible light. You know, we got a sunset coming up, and you can see from that drone shot, back in that area is where the arena is. That's where the laser tag course is. And as the drone moves around, you know, you'll be able to see some other parts of the park as well. We're down here in the arena, which is, you know, also in those trees. And you can begin to see, you know, the mount, you know, which is, you know, where we'll have our concerts. We planted, you know, grass in there just a few weeks ago, and it's already starting to fill in. You know, the new pump track that we previewed is coming up, and you know, that looks really cool. We actually had some kids out here earlier that we were letting try out, and they were having a blast. So if you could transition down to me, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about some of the stuff that's going, you know, on here in the arena. In particular, I want to introduce, you know, one of the new members of the Forge team, Justin. Justin, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and you know, what you do here at the Forge.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. My name is Justin Dober. I'm the entertainment director here at the Forge Lemont Quarries, overseeing, as Jeremy mentioned, the 3 pillars of the park: entertain, exhilarate, and educate. So under the entertain pillar, all of our food and beverage program, our grab-and-go facility, the Foundry, our adventure dining experience down at our lower Quarry shelf, In addition, our yoga programming throughout the summer, and our music and film series that towards the end of the summer, beginning of fall, we'll be able to do some socially distanced on our grid at the large lawn that Chris mentioned. The grass is just starting to pop up at, which we're real excited about.
Yeah, so right now in phase 3, we can, we've got a whole configuration. While Illinois Recovery Plan phase 3 that we're in today, we've got a whole configuration where we can do movies, we can do group events, we can do yoga, we can do music on the lawn. In addition, though, we might be by July be into phase 4, which will allow us to do those same activities, but just have more people there in a safe way, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly correct. The great aspect about the Forge Lemont Quarries is, we are outdoor, and we also have this large lawn that we can seat even socially distanced in a phase 3 that we're in now. 100 or more folks out there in a safe environment.
Cool. So also what we have here is the area we're in now is what we call Quarry Quarters. And what we have are like kind of 3 spaces that are really designed for kind of a private group. It could be a birthday party, something like that. So tell us a little bit more about, what is the Quarry Quarters and what would people use it for?
Yeah, so as Jeremy mentioned earlier, we're already live booking everything from birthday parties, corporate groups, corporate retreats, weddings, receptions, fundraisers, and everything in between in terms of events. And we have a lot of different space rentals that folks can utilize. And where we're in right now, the Quarry Quarters is a really great option for folks that are looking for a secluded, private area on the east side of the park. It's great for small groups up to 30 in a phase 4, groups of 10 right now that are looking for an area, to have some team building exercises. If they want to utilize some of our invasive species removal projects, it's a great space to do that as well.
And I guess the final thing we should mention about Quarry Quarters is already, with regard to group events, we're already starting to book out the rest of July. I mean, it's, we haven't even opened yet. And so far, a lot of July has been booked with corporate events. So I guess we'd encourage people to, if you're planning to do an event this summer, let us know soon.
Absolutely. And everything from the Quarry Quarters to beautiful views of the Forge Quarry Lake, the rooftop of the foundry, the Mounts conference area that has AV capabilities, the upper quarry shelf that we have a large tent that folks can be under for larger weddings and receptions, to the lower quarry shelf where we have a lot of beautiful adventure dining seating for folks.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Justin. I'm going to transition over to Byron, who's also here in the Quarry Quarters. And I think what we're going to talk about is really super cool, something I've kind of read about and heard about for a long time. But this is the first time that we really, at least I'm really seeing augmented reality games. So tell me, Byron, what are we looking at?
Yeah, well, we have another really exciting digital experience that we are offering here at the Forge. Again, we talked a little bit about tactical laser tag, which is kind of on one end of the spectrum, a little more competitive, a little more team against team. Well, we also have another really fun activity kind of for a variety of different ages and multiple different games called Augmented Reality Adventure Games. Now, to kind of explain a little bit what this is, it's a combination between an escape room that you're playing live in the park as you walk around, as you can see me here on this iPad. You'll walk around with that. You'll find geolocated little areas where you will be able to solve different puzzles and move on to the next stage. So finding with geotagged little events as you go through. What I'm going to do here is show you kind of what it's about, because it's a little hard to explain. So I want to show you exactly what we're talking about. Now, I'm playing one of our games called Magic Portal, one of 3 games that we're offering. This is a great game for younger folks with their parents, but it's really great for all ages and a really fun team building event, as we just actually experienced this a few weeks ago. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here in just a second, and we're going to go ahead and see exactly what this looks like. So give me 1 second. Here we go. We're sharing the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. So as you can see, I'm on my iPad. You will take this around the park with you, and it'll give you little instructions as you navigate through from map to map. So give us little instructions, as you can see here. To begin your quest, first you need to wake the goblin and speak to him. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look here. I'm going to find my holo pad. As you can see here, it says aim the camera mouse. So I'm going to search around. Okay, where do I got? Oh, here we go, right here. Oh my gosh, well, there's my little soul friend. He is just hanging out and sleeping. So that clue told me that I needed to wake him up. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to demonstrate here. This is augmented reality. So this tablet, I actually move. It's going to take a second to catch up, but there you can see Chris in the background. And then you can see Justin over there and a little troll friend. So let me go ahead and see if I can wake this little guy out here really quick. So I'm going to go ahead. There he is. And he's waking up. He'll give us little clues as we go throughout the experience, which is really cool. So you can't really quite hear him over on this side, but he'll be giving us clues as we go.
Very well, my human friends. You can now use the map to find the hidden crystals, and I will show you the way to the first one. However, these crystals are not easily acquired, for in order to get them, you must solve difficult riddles and puzzles. But I have faith in you nonetheless. And in case you need help, I can of course provide it. For a small fee, of course. How else am I supposed to make a living?
See really cool here.
Enough talking for now. Go!
Little friends, as we go through the AR adventure game here, help us navigate through the course. Really, really fun. We have a few other things you can see. I just completed this awesome little challenge. I got some points. I got a crystal. I got 500 goblin coins. Really exciting. So really, really fun activities as you walk through. Now, once I go to the next activities, it's going to pull up a map where I can navigate and I'll walk through the park and find these next activities, which is really fun. So again, this is one of 3 games that we have. We have our Magic Portal game, which I'm playing right now. We have our Operation Mindfall game, which is more James Bond style, built for adults, really kind of cool, fun activity, especially for corporate events and bachelor parties and adult birthday parties. I'm going to kick it back to Chris, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about some of those offerings. And I think Jeremy might chime in there too to talk a little bit further about that.
Yeah, so I guess the question I have for Jeremy is, what are these games, the different games, who's the right audience for the different games?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the game you were just playing with Magic Portal there is it's designed and ideal for anyone really age 6 to 96. So again, in keeping with the theme that we have here at the park of all ages, all abilities, the Magic Portal experience, as you saw there from the video that from the actual in-game mode that Byron was showing you, is it's got a fantasy vibe. It's a little bit like Harry Potter meets Lord of the Rings, right? So it's a super fun game with trolls and goblins and sort of a magical storyline. And that's why it's really appropriate for families and younger audiences. As Byron mentioned, we have Operation Mindfall. That game is more like James Bond. It's a thriller mystery. There's an evil company called Spider Tech, which is, released a virus into the world that's already infected like 25% of the population. That's going to give them brain control and turn us into zombies, basically take over our minds. And so in Operation Mindfall, that game is designed for families and corporate groups, parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings, whatever else, in any kind of a bigger group that is a little older, age 12 to 100. That one, there's chemicals are involved, and there's a little bit more real world challenge behind it, and so it's for a slightly larger audience. The third,
go ahead, Jeremy, keep going.
I'm sorry, we have a third game too that is actually designed to be exclusively used for our kids zone for kids age 3 to 13. And it's called the Quarry Challenge. And it's this really fun, interactive game with a nice, fun storyline about an old quarryman prospector who used to live here in Lemont. There's some actual Lemont history in it. And that's a story that takes 30 to 45 minutes, so it's perfect for birthday parties and small groups and younger kids with parents, and older kids, call it 7 to 12, to be able to play by themselves. That takes them around part of the park, and they solve puzzles and do fun stuff. But at the end of the day, the point is to keep them active, to keep us out running around, let us experience the park, let us experience the nature.
Yep. And we tested the game, a couple weeks ago, the kids game. That Byron's been playing. And one of the things I thought was interesting, it really caused you to walk, hike around probably 3 miles or so during the course of the game. So, what we're really trying to do is kind of create, kind of all the good things about kind of video and digital games, yet have it be a genuine, recreational exercise experience.
Yeah. And I should add to that, sorry, Chris, to add to that, there are multiple versions of each game. So we have a 60-minute version and a 2-hour version of each game. And we can even custom design games that are as long or as short as you need them to for your group or for your family or for your adventure. What that means too is we can create a different experience for your teams and for your groups every time you come out to the park. So
Yep.
which is really exciting.
Yeah, the one thing that we really can't show though is it, as Byron was sitting there showing that image, when you play the game, everyone has basically an iPad, and you see this 3D image projected over the scene that you're seeing. So if you're looking at a lake or an old spoil pile or an old actual forge, and then there's a clue in there or something in there that you see as a 3D image, there's really no way to film that. It's just the kind of thing you got to come out and experience, and it's really cool. You got this 3D floating thing in the air as you're kind of moving around. It's really neat, but you can't really you got to kind of be there.
It's one of those things it's one of those
Yeah.
things where, like most of the park here, until you're actually here, you can't quite imagine. You can't quite put it all into reality, because it's you've never seen anything like this before. There's nothing like this in the US. It doesn't exist. This is literally the only place in this country you can come and play this kind of game. It doesn't exist anywhere else.
We all had that experience. We'd spent literally years looking at renderings and plans and, it's going to be really cool. But I think we all had the experience, once we saw the actual towers going up, it just blew our minds. I mean, the renderings are accurate, but you really just got to see it to really feel and believe it. All right, with that, let me hand it back up to Maura. I think we probably got some questions, from the audience.
I'm here, guys. Yeah, I'm here. Thanks so much. The first question I'm going to throw at you actually speaks to exactly what you're talking about. When exactly does the park open so folks can come out and enjoy and see all this stuff for themselves?
Cool. I think that'd be a good question for Byron.
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now, tickets are available, or I should say reservations are available for July 17th. So you can go online to Forge Parks right now and book your reservation, make your reservation for all of the awesome stuff we have been talking about today. So definitely get your reservations in. As we were mentioning earlier, we are booking up very quickly. We have groups that have booked out a few days. We have many reservations from our amazing members who have super excitedly purchased memberships before we're open, and we're so thankful for them. So definitely join the mailing list, get a prize of when cool new things are coming out, but tickets and reservations are available right now starting July 17th. So definitely get on that.
And to add to that, it's part of the answer to the question. That's also the first day that the zip line will be open. And you may know, or maybe you've already registered, we have a Be the First to Fly Across the Forge Quarry sweepstakes going on right now. You can enter for nothing on our website. Just sign up there for a chance to be one of the first 4 people, aside from inspectors and construction folks, to actually zip across the park. You're going to get to do it before myself, before Byron, before Chris. So this is a big deal. It's a really cool thing.
It is a really cool thing, and thanks for diving into that, because that was one of the questions. And actually, I have moved so that you can see the zip lines behind me that go over the Forge Quarry. That is what you will have the chance to do for the very first time on July 17th, that Friday. So again, like Jeremy and Chris and Byron said, make sure to go to the website, forgeparks.com, sign up for free, and win a chance to be able to zip line over that fabulous, gorgeous scene. So another question around laser tag. Jeremy, I'm going to kick this one to you. Tell us a bit more about the area that you play laser tag. How large is it? How many people can fit back there? A bunch of questions for that.
You bet. So the laser tag arena, we have a single arena that is 1.25 acres in size. So pretty big. As of right now, given the COVID operations plans that we have to follow based on the Restore Illinois programming, we can support teams of 10 against 10 for opening day. And that's 10, 20 people that could spread across an acre and a quarter. It's a big space. We also have the ability to break the space up into smaller sections. So what we're doing now, for example, for kids parties and things like that, is we can break the arena up into smaller sections so that for younger audiences, they're not running around so far. But our equipment is so precise and so powerful that you can pick off a player from the 350 feet away that they are if they're at the far other end of the park, or the far other end of the arena, I should say. So it's pretty exciting. So 1.25 acres. Our full capacity in the arena post COVID or in COVID Restore Phase 4 is teams of 25 on 25. So a full 50 people back there, again, running around anything from 1.25 acres down to a smaller scale based on the need of the group or the desire of the group to have less space.
That's fantastic. Another question came in around laser tag. Someone wants to know if they have the ability to do a full buyout for a group.
Absolutely. In fact, we prefer full buyouts. What you find with laser tag is most of the time people want to pick up a team for 10 on 10 right now, or they want to do 25 on 25 come August or September. So that's the most common way to book this out, is as a group event or group party. For people that want to just come and play, the laser tag and the augmented reality games, the digital activities, they're not included with memberships. So they're separate they're separate pay to play activities while you're here. So you could find yourself coming out to ride the pump tracks for a few hours, or do the zip line or a single tower on the 8 Towers adventure and say, I want to go spend an hour playing laser tag. You can come over to the arena, to the check-in zone, sign up and register for a time as well during the day. And what we will be doing is creating groups, again, in a socially distanced and safe way, to make sure that we can get people into the arena as they come to the park as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Chris, I'm going to kick one to you. And if you still have Justin with you, that's great. We have a couple of questions around what Justin talked about for the entertainment pillar, the yoga and music. When is it available? What types of yoga is available? Just a bit more information around that.
Yeah, so the question is, when is the mount available, which is the space that we have for yoga, for music, it's like a big outdoor field. How many people can we support? So I guess that's a question for you, Justin.
Yeah, so specifically to yoga, we actually have tickets live right now. If you go to forgeparks.com, starting August 1st, we have tickets available for our yoga classes. Hopefully, pending our construction, we'll be able to even open up some classes earlier than that in the near future. And then in terms of film and music at the Mounts, again, with the COVID-19 restrictions, we're hoping, in stage 4 and beyond, that we'll be able to safely and socially distance groups of 100 or more and that grid at the lawn.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, one of the things that we've done, I know I worked on a group for 50, is you can also book it in such a way that you rotate people through. So let's say you got a group of 50, and one of the things you want to do is a laser tag. So you could break it into, teams of 10, and they can, do it like 45 minutes at a time. And you could do the same thing with, the augmented reality. And then at the same time, you got people on the aerial adventure course. So there are ways we can do larger groups, even in COVID phase 3.
Absolutely.
If I can make one other quick point too about the mount. So as of right now, we do have one concert scheduled for August 29th. Tickets are not available yet, but they'll be available soon. So we have plans in place to roll out live music performances. And this particular live musical performance will be able to seat several hundred people, even in a COVID phase 3 place or state, because of the way that we can divide spaces across the lawn. The lawn itself at the Mount it seats, in a non-COVID world, it seats well over 1,000 people. In a COVID world, it'll easily seat lots of people that come out and do these amazing experiences and amazing events.
Fantastic. And fear not, you don't have to remember all of those details. As things change and shift and evolve, all of the information will be available on our website, So make sure to regularly check in at forgeparks.com for any updated information. We have a question around the Quarry Quarters. Will food and beverage be served back there?
Yeah, so we have a few locations that food and beverage sales are available. One is at our grab and go facility, the Foundry. And we also have a refuel cart that roves around the park. So as groups pre-book the Quarry Quarter specifically, we can coordinate the refuel cart to be available to that group at any of those locations. So the short answer is yes.
Fantastic. And we have about 1 minute. So I am actually going to let Chris and Jeremy say a few last words before we bring this fun and exciting evening to a close. So Chris, did you want to close up with anything there?
Yeah, I guess just what I would say is, as we've kind of, one of the themes of the show this evening has really been, we're really trying our best to show, what we have here. But there's no substitute for being out here. It's really cool to have film of, zip line across a big, huge quarry. But I tell you, until you stand up there, and one day until you get to do it, there's no there's no substitute for really getting out here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing I would add to that is that we are so excited as a team here, as a Forge family, to be able to welcome the entire Chicagoland community out to this beautiful, special space in less than a month. You know, the entire team at the Forge Lemont Quarries has been working tirelessly night and day for many years and certainly many months as the entire full-time team and part-time team and staff has come on board. They've been training rigorously over the course of the last couple of weeks. We have several weeks ahead of us now where it's, you know, day after day after day after day of hardcore training for all of the activities, for CPR, for safety, for emergency response, for everything under the sun, to ensure that when you are able to come out here starting July 17th, you're going to have a safe, memorable, and amazing experience, regardless of age, regardless of ability, and regardless of whether or not you want to come out and climb the skyscraper tower or just hang out at the arena and play laser tag. There's something for everybody, and we're so excited to welcome you out to the park in a very, very short time.
Well, there's not much to say after that, except I can attest to the fact that nothing compares to being here live. Like I said, this is the first Quarryside Chat that I've been out here with the full team. I'm about to catch a epic sunset here tonight. It's a beautiful night. We hope you all had as much fun as we had this evening. Digital activities, like I said, is just such an extra special add-on and almost an unexpected surprise, a fabulous surprise, joining the outdoor recreation world here at the Forge Lemont Quarries. So as always, Quarryside Chat number 7 will be happening next Thursday evening, 6:30. Make sure to register on our website. And like we said earlier, everything is available to purchase and get your date and your time locked in to come join us on July 17th or after. But until then, like Chris said, we'll continue to share all of the information all of the wonderful information and activities that we have to share here at the Forge so that you're well prepared when you join us on July 17th and every day thereafter. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all next Thursday.